Hey, Johnny Roberts, we are back for episode number two of the New Heights Retire at New Heights podcast, and I'm so excited to be here. And we spent the first section talking about you and your background, your ministry, your passion, how you steward your relationships, and that was really, really good. What I want to do in this episode is really dive into one of the greatest, I think, concerns and fears that a lot of people have as they move into the retirement stage of life. But I want you to kind of speak to it because you have a lot of experience working with people transitioning into retirement and all that. What have you found, Johnny, to be, I guess, one of the greatest concerns or challenges or maybe fears that people have as they leave work life and move into retirement life?
Well, I'll tell you what, when we meet with folks and when we do some of our classes that we do, one of the main things that there's two or three top ones people put on there, but the probably one of the probably number one is running out of money or outliving my money, right? That's like,
Mm.
man, I'm
Yep.
worried that I'm not going to have enough. And I've seen it from people that have several million dollars to people that have three or $400,000. It's
Yeah.
all relative. It doesn't matter. That fear is with everybody, right? So it's just always there because there's a certain stage in your life where you're not going to be making any more money.
Right.
So you've got to have that money working for you. You've got to be wise how you're going to preserve it,
Mhm.
distribute it, and use it, and make it last. And there are plans. There's ways to be able to do that and protect it from all these different arrows, so to say, that coming against you. So that's why we use the shield analogy, right? There's different
Right.
arrows that can try to come and pound into you, but protecting it with a shield um, can be done. And so
Yeah.
that's what we try to teach and help people out and kind of comfort that
Well, That's
thought.
that's good. So, yeah, running out of money would never be a good thing. And I liked how you said it doesn't matter whether you got 300,000 or 7 million because so many people, I think one of the myths in retirement and financial advising and things is, well, if I get enough money, I'm going to be okay. And I think the reality what you just spoke to is no, even people who are super wealthy still have fears and concerns if they don't have the right protection. And that's what we really want people to understand is the retirement shield process that you have and that you help your clients put together does just that. It took me back. I mean, you're a man of faith, and as am I. And I go back to like David and Goliath. And, when they would go to war, they'd always have their shield, and that shield does protect them against the fiery darts of the enemies, right? And you have a process, and protecting the income of your clients is one part of that shield. Your shield has different parts, and income protection is really important. Unpack that a little bit because I think people need to really understand. They've worked for like 40 years, Johnny, and they've been getting a paycheck every 2 weeks from their company. They move into retirement. How can they keep getting that paycheck for the rest of their life? Because that's really how you can help them alleviate some fears. Talk about some of those opportunities to keep that income flowing and why really income is more important than how much money you have. Is that
Yeah, absolutely. So what we have to, we might talk about this later on in another episode too, but the concept of retirement used to be kind of like the three-legged stool, right? Pension, Social Security, and whatever you saved.
okay?
90% of the people today, it's a two-legged stool. It's whatever you save and Social Security.
Yes.
So we've got to make that third leg out of something, right? So we've got to take what we saved and how do we create, so to say, our own pension? How do we create that money towards like a lifetime income? So we can
Yes.
manufacture a third leg on something that we don't have anymore because they just don't offer mint jobs. So we've got to take what we saved, and money is not a retirement plan. It's just one tool. So how do we use that tool to create, like you said, a lifetime income or quote unquote a self-funded pension for ourselves? And so there's plans and there's tools available for folks that we sit down with people and be like, okay, if we can utilize your funds here and get you out of a risky area and look for some plans that can provide you like a guaranteed lifetime income for you. Some of them are joint. We can do plans for husband and wife. So if the husband passes away, the wife or vice versa will still be able to get that income
Mhm.
rest of their life. there's things out there that people aren't even aware of. I run into people all the time. It's unbelievable to sit down and be like, how come I didn't know about this? How come I
Yes.
haven't heard about this? I said, well, it's out there. This is going on out there. It's just like, how come you didn't hear about this brand new restaurant that opened up 4 miles from here? You just
Right.
haven't heard about it. Other people have.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that it's not a great restaurant, but these things are out there for people. That's why we do our job and why we're trying to get in front of people and let them know what's available.
Right, and I think that's really, really important because a lot of times, Johnny, on these opportunities that you know about, products, different plans and things, the general public just doesn't hear about them because they're not, dare I say, they're not newsworthy, and so the news is not going to be covering these because it's not doesn't have the wow effect to get eyeballs and sell advertising. But you are, I mean, this is what you do. You're an expert at helping people build a retirement shield and protect their income and their family. And so you have a whole toolbox, per se, of opportunities, plans, different products that are out there that, yeah, most people don't even know exist. And that's why it's so important to have a trusted advisor that you can work with, somebody like Johnny. So would you say that's an accurate assumption or perspective that the media just doesn't cover these things because they're not new and whiz bang, but there's just a plethora of tools and different programs that you have access to that could apply to different people?
Yeah, and I think so. And I'm not the greatest ever since sliced bread in this, but I'll tell you this much. I look at things from a pragmatic point of view. And if you just look at people and they're like, I can make sure that your family is going to get an income rest of your life. To me, that is so valuable because there's a difference between like a quote unquote financial planner, financial advisor, and retirement planning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm ready.
Financial planning, retirement planning is I'm going to manage your money.
Yeah.
Retirement planning is I'm going to figure out how to make your retirement work forever for you and your family with a whole bunch of different things.
Yeah.
So it's more than money. So financial planners and advisors, which are great, that focus in on just managing money, that's what they're going to do. But we have to come in there and be like, okay, that's great. You got all this money. And you know what? You can make all this, you might loot, blah, blah, blah. But more importantly is you got to make sure that if something happens to you, she's going to get an income or vice versa. You guys are going to have
Yeah.
every January 1st, when you wake up that year, I know I'm going to get my 50 grand or 60 grand or whatever that income is
Right.
on top of your social security. You know in your head that's going to happen for you. To me,
Yeah.
that's a peace of mind that's available and that you're never going to lose it.
Right. And I think that's the other thing that we talked about in the last episode. And we'll probably talk about every episode. It's really about having that peace of mind, that confidence, knowing that I'm going to be okay, that my family's going to be okay. Because, yeah, I mean, in work life, I mean, we have hopefully disability insurance and life insurance in case we're disabled. Our family still has income. Well, in retirement, you need the same type of thing. And what we're talking about here are the strategies, the plans, the tools that Johnny you have available to you to help your clients put together that, as you mentioned, that three-legged stool. You've got Social Security, you've got what you've saved up, and you need some kind of a pension program of some nature. And you're right, most companies don't offer that. You can help create that, and all a pension is guaranteed paycheck for life. Really, at the end, my dad was a fireman for a number of years, and he had a pension. And when he died, my mom received the pension benefits, and she never had to work another day in her life because he planned properly. And that's really what it's all about in working with you is helping people plan properly. And I want to go back just a bit because you said something earlier when we were talking about financial advising and things, and it's really important that during your work life you work and you use a financial advisor to save money and to build up your nest egg. The challenge is in retirement, kind of the rules change a little bit, and the perspective has to change. And a lot of those people who help you build your nest egg, they don't understand all the tools and tactics that you have available to help preserve that money and to live on that money. Talk about that just a tad as we start wrapping up this episode. But the difference of growing your nest egg and then preserving it and living from that nest egg for the rest of your life.
Yeah. So the simple principle is this, and I always ask this in our classes and things, is like when you are young and you're going to start working, what does everybody tell you to do? You've got to do to be able to retire. Save money, save money, save money. That's it. So that's your retirement plan, right? You save money. So okay, you're 66, you retire. What have you done? You had your financial advisor, you saved money, you did your 401k. Now what? You retire. Okay, what do I do?
Yeah.
That's saving money is like we just talked about, that whole financial aspect of thing is one part of retirement planning. The money saving, all that money built up all those years is not the retirement plan. So when you're getting close to retirement or you're at that age, now it's time to zero in. Okay, how do I make this tool work for me so that I am going to have phenomenal income rest of my life? If I want to travel with my wife or spouse or husband or whatever, rest of my life, do whatever I want to do, enjoy time with the grandkids. How do I do that? I
Yeah.
knew how to save. I had some guy or some lady telling me where to put money in this and that and all this kind of thing all these years. Now they're just telling me put money here and there all these years again still. Well, obviously you're changing big time because you're not working anymore. It would seem like your financial mindset would have to change too,
Yes.
right?
Very
Your
much.
whole life is changing. Is the only part of your life that's not going to change is your money part? Of course not.
Right.
Right? Your everything in your life is changing. The only thing that's not going to change, according to a financial guru, is oh, we don't need to change anything to do with your money, though.
Right. Yeah.
Totally off, right? It all needs to change.
It all needs to change, and that's what we're going to talk about as we walk through the rest of these episodes that are each chapter of your book. We're talking one episode per chapter, and this chapter has been about, as you would call it, building that retirement shield. This portion of the shield is the income shield, and it's really important that in retirement you have a way to provide income for your entire family even after you pass away, that income goes to your spouse, that they are safe and secure. And that's one part of the retirement shield that Johnny wrote about in his book, Retire at New Heights. You can find out more when you get a free copy of his book at his website. Reach out to him. But we're going to talk about more aspects of this retirement shield process, the process that Johnny can help you and your
This is
family
it,
walk.
by the way. I don't know
There
if
it
you're.
is. Look at
Yeah,
that. Retire
that's
at New
really cool.
Heights.
You can't miss it. It's a cool green color, so it
It is
really sticks
awesome.
out. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool.
Yep.
So that's it.
So Johnny's happy to put a copy of that book in your hands. Just go to his website, give him a call, reach out to him, and it's filled with phenomenal information, stories of how he's helped other people, and build a retirement shield around your future, your income, your family. And today we talked about the income shield. In upcoming episodes, we're going to talk about other parts of that shield that Johnny can help you put together to protect your family for the future. Thanks for being with us today, Johnny. I look forward to talking with you on the next episode. Take care, my friend.
You too. Thanks, Mike.